Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I am Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn, Lou, Seth, guys, John McTavish. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
I'll be honest, I'm not doing well, and it's super cold outside, which makes me super cranky. So I'm drinking because that's the way you manage sadness in cold weather, right? Drinking,
That's how
that's a
you,
healthy.
that's how you handle. That's how you handle depression.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
This
how you handle
isn't
depression.
this isn't even the worst of it. You just started tipping the scale of your
But wait
shitty
a
weather.
second. Is it bourbon?
No, it's we're drinking some Nick Offerman edition Lagavulin, not sponsored by Lagavulin. However,
But
Lagavulin,
it's a whiskey.
if you'd like
It's
to
a,
sponsor, yeah, it's a
oh,
whiskey.
so it's medicinal then. That's
It
a
is, in
whiskey
fact,
product. It's
medicinal.
medicinal.
Yeah.
Gin
Very
and gin and whiskey is always medicinal.
That's right.
That's right. All right. So tonight we are talking about the Tatuaje T110 Reserva Broadleaf. This cigar is kind of, I guess, a Rothschild, 4 3/8 by 52. Comes out of the My Father factory in Nicaragua. Wrappers Connecticut Broadleaf, binder and filler both from Nicaragua. Cigars blended by Pete Johnson. Price point is $10. Cigar was released in July of 2021, and we picked these cigars up from Napa Cigars. So if you are in the Napa, California area and want to pick up a cigar, stop in there. Or if you'd like to buy something and you can't find it at your local store, give them a call and they'll ship it out to you.
Hell yeah.
Napa know-how.
All right, June, take us through your overall experience with the Tatuaje T110 Reserva Broadleaf.
I would. There's very few cigars in which I think you could say that I feel confident saying, you know what, when you hear about it releasing, just go buy a 5 pack and try it out, right? So I think when it and what Pete does with Broadleaf, for the most part, there is that confidence in which I could be comfortable with saying, I'm going to go grab a 5 pack. And I think, Seth, you bought a box, even though you didn't even score that well.
I did
So,
not buy a box. I did not buy a
were
box.
these the ones that you bought a box? No?
No, I bought multiple samplers to age.
Ah,
Yeah. So
okay. All right. All right.
yeah, we'll get to that anyways, man. Just because I bought it doesn't mean it's good.
So, I overall the cigar was good. It's like this medium plus body's kind of nice viscosity to it. A lot of cocoa. I got this like nice meatiness to it as well. But the only letdown is maybe because it's a little younger. How at the end of it, it had a little too much of a tinny, shiny mineral note to me. But yeah, I thought it was good. Gladly smoke more. Um, yeah, it's a nice little break from all the like bullshit cigars we typically review.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
I mean, kind of right in line with what June said. I was getting leather, rich earth, damp wood, cocoa notes, medium full level for strength and body throughout. Really nice construction. Just kind of a solid, fairly rich, little bit of sweet spice broadleaf release from Pete.
All right, John, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm along the same lines, although I will say it took a long time to get up to strength. I was very surprised by, I think when you and I were talking, Aaron, you used the word thin, and that kind of like it was deceptively light in the first third, so much so that I had to go back and double check that it was broadleaf because I was like, I thought this was broadleaf. It just takes a while to build up, which is kind of nice. It doesn't hit you with like a pile of pepper up front. It's really light baking spices and creaminess and citrus and chocolate and just all goodness. And the chocolate's kind of like June said, it's like a cocoa. It's like a powdered cocoa. It's just so nice and decadent. And I think as it goes on, the earthy and leather builds, which normally, I find on some broadleaf releases, they can be a little overpowering in the profile, but like the whole thing is fairly balanced all the way through. Construction is pretty good. I mean, I had a touch up. I mean, whatever, who cares? Draw was perfect. So, I was left going, $10 for a broadleaf. That's pretty good. It's from Pete. The flavor's like very approachable. Yeah, I would definitely smoke these again. What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, I thought the flavor profile felt a bit hollow through the first third. It kind of coincided with the loose draw, but by the second third, it kind of settled in. Profile was focused around musty toasted cedar, dry earth, black pepper. Not really much in the way of transitions for the cigar. But I thought it brought a flavor profile that didn't really showcase the richness that broadleaf typically brings and the typical broadleaf characters that Pete blends towards. So I kind of, when I got in, like definitely through the first third, I'm like, I don't know, did Pete blend this cigar? Like, doesn't taste like Pete's cigar. But yeah, I don't know if there was some construction related thing to mine that kind of had that hollow first third, but John, you said it kind of took a little while to build up. So
It did, and
I don't know.
maybe
And
you just didn't have enough stems.
yeah,
knows? Yeah.
yeah, I remove all the stems before I smoke Pete cigars. So half of Pete's blends are already gone by the time I smoke them. No, but I mean, in a cigar this short, I don't think you have time to fuck around in the first third, right? You got to go.
Probably not.
So
You got a pound from the beginning, man.
That's right. And with a name like T110, it's got to be a flavored bomb right away. Like,
yeah,
no, but
it's a little midget fucking you, man.
Yeah. So I put in my overall experience, like, I'm curious to see what everybody else thought to know if I should come back to this, because like, I don't know if I had a bum cigar because of that, how the first third was, but you guys have not convinced me. So
no, don't come back to it.
Yeah, I'm not going to come back to it. All right, let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with John and Jiunn. Both gave it a 6.72. Seth gave it a 5.75. I gave it a 5.40. So Jiunn, how'd the 6.72 match up for you?
I thought it was good.
Of course you did. He gave it a 6.72.
Yeah, it's you just go buy. I mean, every time like Pete
Why?
does something with broadleaf, just go buy some.
Let's go buy
Right?
some.
No,
You don't think so?
obviously not. Aaron and I
Or
just
send
told you
or
not
buy
to
them and
do.
send them to me.
Or you can buy them and send them to John. So there are your options, everyone.
Right.
Yes,
Either or.
everyone out there, don't just buy them.
For the most
want
part,
'em,
you don't
just
agree
send
with
'em to
that?
John.
You don't agree with that statement for the most part?
I did think about that because when I had to choose between the three cigars that we wanted to review, I chose this one because I thought like this is like the least chance of a miss, right?
The other one's a Habano?
I think if you asked me
Sorry?
I think if you asked me 4 to 6 years ago, I would tell you yes, pick up anything that Pete did with broadleaf.
Hmm.
But I don't. How many people are really? I mean, listen. Nick claims to be chief of the broadleaf, and when's the last time Nick really put out a great broadleaf?
Ouch.
Well, I mean that's
well,
I mean,
does
no,
Nick
Seth,
claim to be
stand
of
behind it,
such?
dude. Don't backpedal
no.
now.
Well, listen. What did he do? Which one did he put out?
Stand behind it.
All he's done is his version of the
Tabernacle.
League of Nine.
Tabernacle.
League of
Tabernacle
Nine.
is outstanding.
That is a good one. He hasn't done anything since. It's all right. So he's 1 for 1. Good for him. He quit. And he kind of copied what he did at True State. So it's like 1A. But it
All right,
is
John.
improved.
John, 6.72.
Listen, Pete might not be the chief of the broadleaf, but he might be the prince of the broadleaf. I thought this was quite good, and I liked that this didn't taste like all the other broadleaf cigars that Pete have put out. Not that that's a bad thing. I certainly have enjoyed smoking lots of Tatuaje broadleafs, but I liked that it was a departure from what I typically get with a Pete broadleaf, and that surprised me in a good way. I enjoyed it. I think it's very approachable. I agree with Jiunn. If you like Pete's broadleaf stuff and you haven't already bought these, stop the video, go buy them, come back and finish the video. Do it right now.
Yeah, before the two guys that didn't like it talk.
That's right.
Good advice. All right, Seth, 5.75.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Don't buy them. Listen to me here. I think this is Aaron, like you, I thought this would be the strongest of the three, and I was pumped that we were reviewing it. And then after smoking all three offerings, I'm like, great. This is the weakest of the three, and I'm happy we did it because it needs to be said.
Yeah, my 5.4. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it's just kind of a lacking broadleaf. I think it's softer than what Pete's really good broadleafs deliver.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
My 5.4 matches up well. I thought it was an average flavor profile throughout. A little bit of issues with the burn. Took it down a little bit more, but and my score isn't based on some expectation I had for a Tatuaje broadleaf cigar. It's just the result of the cigar as it was. So I wasn't like kind of stacking this up against some expectation I had because I don't really have that going into a cigar. But when you know of a cigar and you know of a blender and you know of a track record, you're like, with this type of a wrapper, this kind of a blend, this is the line. You have to kind of know what you think is going to be there. It just wasn't that, but it wasn't overall just I didn't think it was anything other than average. So that's what got
Yeah,
it there.
at this point, as a cigar reviewer, I go into a review with no expectations, and I just hope not to be disappointed.
Right.
You know, it's like being a Jets fan, really.
Final thoughts on this one. I want to ask you, Seth, is the Sumatra the best of the three, or the second?
I think I gave the Habano the best of the three.
You
And-
know, I love Habano.
And then the Sumatra came number 2. But this is the one time, you know, whenever he's done these like Habano, Broadleaf, Sumatra offerings, I think this is the one time where the Habano's been the one that has performed the best, in my opinion, and the Broadleaf's been the weakest one.
Sounds like we need to get some Habano.
Well, I can't remember which ones, how limited some of these were. Like there was 2 that were really limited, and there was
Sumatra
one
and the
that was-
Broadleaf for the limiteds, and
Yeah.
the Habano was like the re-release of the original kind of thing. Yeah.
If I can
Do
get
it.
some Habanos, I'll get some Habanos for us.
Habanos.
All right. Any other final thoughts on this one?
It's called nuance. I'm just saying it's nuance. You know, all broadleaf doesn't have to punch you in the face with a leathery, meaty, earthy flavor bomb of pepper.
I have a
Yes.
bunch of these that'll age. Let's see how they smoke. Well, I'll never probably smoke them.
Send them to John.
I don't know what. Yeah, they'll probably just. I have them like set aside because I, for some reason, think that my daughters are going to smoke these in the years to come. So
There you go. All right. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. But also check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. It's also on social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Prince of Broadleaf.